What's up? If you know anything about me, you know I love UFC. So I'm going to start doing UFC picks, starting with this weekend, UFC 297, Sean Strickland versus Duplessis. This is honestly a pretty weak card. I don't buy pay-per-view cards very often, so I won't be buying this one. I'm deciding between 299 and UFC 300, but I digress. So let's get on to the picks for UFC 297, Sean Strickland versus Dricus Duplessis. All right, starting off the main card, we got Movsar Evloev, I think that's how you say it, versus Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen coming off a loss recently against Max Holloway. Nothing to be ashamed of there. Movsar Evloev had that tough win against Diego Lopez. Tough fight to call, probably the toughest fight on the card to call. I'm gonna go with Arnold Allen here. I think he pulls it off. I think it's a decision. Gonna be a tough fight. If Evloev pulls it off, I think he's right up there in the top of 145. Maybe he gets a title shot with this one, but going with Arnold Allen. Next up, we got Marc-Andre Barriault. Testing my French here, that probably didn't sound very good. Against the Action Man, Chris Curtis. Barriault is on the come up here. He had a tough start to his UFC career, but has made a comeback recently. Action Man Curtis, been kind of hit or miss. Started out the gate strong in the UFC with a couple of wins. Been hit or miss here recently. But I got to go with the Action Man. I think he's technical enough to pull it off. He picks his spots well. He's a veteran of the sport. So I'm going with the Action Man. Next up, we got Neil Magny, one of the best gatekeepers of 170. Tons of wins in the 170 welterweight class against Mike Malott. Could be the next big thing in 170 from Canada. We'll see. Honestly, who Mike Malott has beat so far in a UFC career, he's probably not ready for Neil Magny. Neil Magny is the test of the upper echelon of 170, and I don't think Mike Malott's ready. I'm going to go with Neil Magny with the upset win here. Probably nothing fancy. Probably keeps him at bay with his jab, but a decision win for Neil Magny here. Co-main event time for the vacant Bantamweight Women's Championship. We got Mayra Bueno Silva versus Raquel Pennington. Rocky has only lost to the cream of the crop of the division. Mayra Bueno Silva is on a 4-fight win streak, I believe, in the 135 weight class, coming up from 125. Tough one to call here because Rocky will take you the distance, and she only loses to former champions or people who become champions. Mayra Bueno Silva hasn't been tested like that. This is probably my toughest one to call. We're going Mayra Bueno Silva. Wouldn't be surprised if Rocky pulls it off. I would love to see her pull it off. It would be a great win for her. It would be a defining moment of her career. But Mayra Bueno Silva, I think she pulls it off with a finish. And the main event, here we go. We got Dricus Duplessis, the man who's been on a tear, coming up in the 185-pound division. Just beat Robert Whittaker, which is no joke. Nobody's beaten Robert Whittaker at 185 except this man and Adesanya. And we got the man, Sean Strickland, who just recently dethroned Adesanya. I like this fight. It's really interesting because Dricus brings that power. He brings that awkward style. He brings that barrage of heavy punches. He recently got his nose fixed, so hopefully he fixes those cardio issues that he seemed to have early in his career against people like Darren Till and Derek Brunson. And then you got Sean Strickland, who is, I'm guessing, coming into his own here. When guys like this win a championship, they tend to elevate their game, and I'm thinking that's what he does here. I'm taking Sean Strickland, the cardio king, with that Philly shell, being able to take most of Duplessis' shots, survive the onslaught, pick him apart with his jab, keep him at bay, maybe finish by a TKO. If he doesn't, it's going to decision. Sean Strickland, the champ, fighting at UFC 300. Calling it now.